Today's tutorial, we would learn how can we control the object on the screen using the arrow keys on the keyboard. As you can see, I can move the car in all directions using the keys on my keyboard as right, left, up, down, and all different directions. So let's learn how can we do it in Scratch. Hi and welcome to another tutorial on Scratch. We would learn how can we use the arrow keys on our keyboard in order to move the object in different directions. Now, first of all, we'll choose a different sprite. So if you can delete the sprite on your screen, click on this trash can icon and it would delete the sprite. In order to add a new sprite, you'll click on this icon and we'll select a convertible car from here. Once we have a car, as we know that we can change its x-axis and y-axis. So if we want to keep it in the middle of the screen, we'll enter 0, 0 over here so that it would be in the middle of the screen. If you want to change the appearance of your sprite, you can go to costumes and you can choose whatever color you want. It's all about the modifications and customization of it. We are not doing that. We'll add some code over here at the moment. But since we'll be moving the car in different directions and we want a line to be drawn on the screen, so in order to do that, we'll have to add a feature from here which is called draw with your sprites, so that it would leave a color, rainbow color or any other colors. So once you'll select it, you'll find another control over here where you have lots of other options as well. So in this tutorial, we'll be using the motion controls, we'll be using event controls, and we'll be using pen controls. So first of all, we'll click on events and we'll select this control which is called when event is clicked. Now we want to keep our car in the center, so for that we'll select the motion control and we'll select the axis as 0, 0. Even if your car in any other axis like x-axis or y-axis, you can press 0, 0 over here, or you can enter the value as 0, 0 so that it would start from 0. Then we'll go to the pen because we want to erase everything whatever is there on the screen if we have any lines before it would start moving on the screen. Next, we'll select the line size when our car would move on the screen. So we'll select the set pen size and we'll change the thickness of the line that it would draw. We'll change it to, for example, 20. Next is we want to draw the line whenever we'll move the car. So we'll select pen down and we'll put it over here. We can even select the color of the line. So we'll select this one and we'll change its color to black. Now we want to add the functionality to it that whenever we'll press the arrow keys on our keyboard, it should move in that direction. Now we want to add certain events to our car that whenever we'll press the arrow keys on our keyboard, it should move in that direction. So since it's an event, we'll go to the events and we'll select this as when the spacebar is pressed. But since we are not programming it for the spacebar, we are going to select it with the up arrow key. So we'll select up arrow. Now, since we want to move the car to a direction, so we'll go to motion and we'll select point to direction. Select point to direction, and since it's saying up arrow, so we can change the angle of it to up. Now we'll add a motion that we want to move it to 10 steps. Now we'll add the pen color over here. So we'll select change pen color to number, for example, whatever we want to select. Let's choose 5. You can change the saturation, brightness and other things as well. So if we want to check the action so far, we'll press this flag button and then we'll go up and you can see that the car is moving up. We cannot go down because we do not have any control to it at the moment. Secondly, this line is too thick if I want to reduce the thickness of it. So we'll change the pen size to, for example, 5. So now since we have successfully programmed it for going up, we can simply copy the same code, and by right clicking on it and selecting duplicate, we'll have a duplicate of it. Then we'll select down arrow from here, and we'll have to point the direction angle as well to down. Then for the right hand side, we'll right click on it and we'll select duplicate, and we'll have another duplicate of it, and this time we'll select the right arrow and we'll change the angle to right, and same thing for left, we'll duplicate it again and we'll change this one to left arrow, and we'll change this action to the left hand side. Now since we have all the directions up, down, right and left, we can test it again by pressing this flag icon, and as you can see that I have reduced the size of the line by changing the pen size, and I am going in the directions from the arrow keys as up, down, right, left and even down. So that's how we can control the object on the screen using the arrow keys on your keyboard. If you want to see it in a full screen, you can press on this full screen icon, and now you can see it in a full screen mode. So that's how we use the controls on our keyboards.